Conversation today, obviously, is we just signed Patrick Baldwin Jr. And obviously, I think us and everyone around the league and the country would agree that that is by far the biggest recruit ever into the Horizon League. So hats off to the Panthers for being able to hang our cap on yet another accomplishment, another first for the league. So I think that's great. I think it's great for mid-major basketball in general. Obviously, throughout the last 15 years since I've played, we've seen a lot more parity in college basketball. I think that players are seeing and understanding that you don't necessarily have to go to the big name schools to be a big name player. Big name players can go anywhere and they're going to be impactful. We saw it with John Morant and when he went mid-major, and we've seen it with a number of guys that are going to be future Hall of Famers now in the NBA, including Steph Curry, that come from mid-major schools. So it's just all about the work ethic. And we both know that Patrick Baldwin Jr., son of a coach, kid has a tremendous work ethic. Anytime you're able to insert yourself into the conversation as the best high school shooter in America, I think that has work ethic written all over it. As a shooter, I can appreciate the time this kid has spent in the gym up to this point. So I think it's amazing, Chris. So kind of what that means to you and what kind of generates your excitement and with this signing, and obviously you mentioned in your article, you know, this was a huge signing, so you can kind of take it from there and give us your take.
Absolutely, yeah. It's still it's been I don't know what 8 or 9 days, and it's still kind of hard to believe that it actually happened. So I've been here in the office the whole time since he walked in the door with his dad at Coach Baldwin Senior's press conference just about 4 years ago now. And even that back then you were hearing rumors like, hey, Coach Baldwin has like the 20th ranked 8th grader in the whole country. And then just to like watch him grow from there has been really neat. So, I've seen him around the entire time. He's been just a great kid. He's been very talkative to me and very respectful to me. But now to actually have this happen when, it's like you see it's down to a top 10 and you see UWM in the top 10, and then it's down to a top 3 and you see UWM in the top 3. And then you kind of played the waiting game a little bit here, right? Signing this late. But then you keep hearing all these rumors and you're wondering, that's a big choice for an 18-year-old kid. You're saying no to Coach K. You're saying no to, there's his top 10. What was it? Georgetown, Kentucky, Michigan, Northwestern, UNC, UCLA, Virginia, Wisconsin. Any one of those schools, every kid in America would be dying to play for. And when he opened his mouth, he said Milwaukee Panthers, and it's generated an incredible amount of excitement for the program. It's generated an incredible amount of excitement for me. So, like as my first season with the Panthers was I just missed you. I was the year after we made the Sweet 16 run. So I've been there for a long time. I've been there through a lot of great moments, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. But everyone's goal is to get back to where you guys where you took us, Sweet 16, and this just goes a long way to be pointing in that direction.
We have had an opportunity to connect throughout the years. For those who don't know, Chris Zills and Milwaukee Panthers and the Milwaukee Panther family were instrumental in helping us get into the TBT a few years back, where we were able to get our first victory and an upset. Ironically enough, or no, we were avoiding upset, which was the irony of our team for that year. So you do a lot of stuff for the program. It's been fun to follow the early we'll call it the pre-Patrick Baldwin era, the early pre-Patrick Baldwin era. I, as an alumni, I was just thrilled and happy with Patrick Baldwin Sr. to have his son in the conversation, to have Wisconsin, Milwaukee in the kids' top 3 at the end of the day. I felt like that was a triumph, just to have him consider us. I obviously knew, with the historical nature or rareness of this commitment, that it'd be somewhat of a long shot. I felt like his relationship with his dad obviously is a relationship with his father. But still, those are still some outside of that. There's still some big factors that Wisconsin Milwaukee has to be able to provide for a recruit on that level. And I think it's things, in additional to his coach and, his father. The city of Milwaukee is a great place. It's a sports town. Wisconsin Milwaukee basketball has a good tradition. We have some tradition. We have banners up. In the town, with the 70% increase in ticket sales, Wisconsin Milwaukee is a different team when you fill that arena. I'm just going to throw that out there. You're not any longer going to be playing against just the Panthers and, our 800, 1,200, fair, no matter what the weather is, supporters. When you get all the Panthers in there together, that's when you really start to hear the roar downtown. And that's when it becomes really, really fun. So for me, if the Milwaukee Panthers want to see something like that happen, I would say pack the house on the first night. So break a record on the first night and put everybody on notice that, hey, we're here. We know what happened last time we got a big name recruit. This guy's even bigger. Let's pack the house. Let's show them our support. And, let's sell it out so future recruits see this too. Like future recruits come to our school. We're on display now. Let's show you how the Panthers really, really, really get down. It should be March Madness from day one.
I know the excitement's going to be there. I know the excitement's going to be there. Like you were saying, it was neat just to see the process evolve. It generated a lot of interest just having us in the conversation. So, I did a lot of homework on it, getting ready for that press release to be written if and when it was going to be able to get used. There's some crazy stat, like only in the last 20 years, like only 5 top 10 kids had even signed with a mid-major program. So to get those articles written where it's talking about our program, just generated a lot of interest that we wouldn't have otherwise had. So, And now let's take a quick step back, Ed, because he signs it. I put the press release out. I forgot 2 key words in my press release, and now I should have labeled Pat Baldwin Jr. as the highest ranked high school recruit to ever sign in the Horizon League. So I think that would have saved a lot of maybe hurt feelings or what have you. So no disrespect to the man. I apologize sincerely, and I have numerous times already. But yes, so I did leave that out by a complete mistake on my side. High school recruit. So
absolutely. And no, it's just playful banter. But when I did see that, I'm a competitor, so I'm like, hold on, Ray McCullum. First of all, I think that I'm better than Ray McCullum. I think I was a better player than Ray McCullum. NBA, no NBA. That's just my opinion on the take. But I'd say that about any shooting guard that I had to come up against. And not all shooting guards did I get the better of. And I still went out of those games thinking that I was a better player and I'd get them next time. So I think that's just kind of the competitive nature of any athlete. You want to go out and put your best foot forward, but you also want to be gracious in defeat. And obviously, Ray McCullum is an extremely high school recruit. I got to mess with him. About it because it's history now and we can argue and debate it. And that, that's the fun of Twitter and stuff. I like to have fun with it. Mess with people, badger people a little bit. But it's all good, lighthearted fun. And I think the Horizon League, all the guys, whether high school, JUCO, transfers, we've had some good guys come into the league. And for anybody looking on to mid-major conferences, there's a plethora of Horizon League guys in the NBA and overseas and that are coaches, that have moved forward. So, the Horizon League is a great place. It was a great place for me.
Well, I only ever got a chance to watch you play on TV the year before I joined the Panthers, and then a lot on tape. So I know you could play. So I did see Ray in person while he was at Detroit. But yeah, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt there for sure. But in talking about ticket sales, and you're saying, I've been at the arena for packed houses, and you're right. I mean, there's just something about the setup in that arena and just the volume of the crowd to pack that place is something special. It's been a while since we've had it filled the capacity, whatever that 10,500, 11,000, whatever that number is. But those games are just burned in my memory banks. Those Horizon League tournament championships, the time the Badgers did come to play us, that was a packed house. Those games and the noise level in that crowd in that arena. Because then I'm always kind of down close to the court just to hear the roar of the crowd after someone throws down a dunk or someone hits a big three. I mean, to be able to kind of envision that on a regular basis for the upcoming season would be incredible.
I always remember, especially with the pack houses, the Horizon League championship games when we're nearing sellout capacity. Patrick Baldwin Jr., you got to shoot the three right off of the tip off from like 30 feet. If you make that shot, it sets the tone for the rest of the night that somebody's in trouble, and the crowd will never, ever live it down. You know, that's and he's going to get the similar treatment because we've been through this before with great shooters. They'll have people on their feet as soon as he gets the ball. So shoot the ball, kid. Shoot the ball like you love it. Shoot the ball like you do.
We have to put that bug in his ear for that first appearance on a home opener, right?
Right. It's going to
be if he starts. You know, freshmen don't always start for the Panthers, so he's got to earn that spot first.
He got to earn his spot, dad or not. You know, I'm sure dad is going to be on him tougher than anyone else about that. But I think he'll take care of business. Something about a 6'9" shooter. That's hard to not sit on the bench for too long.
Yeah, you just look at the highlights that I've seen over the past 3 years. I mean, kid averaged 25 and 11 as a junior. He's just at that height to be displaying those, even the ball skills that he has and the shooting range that he has. He's a lot of fun to watch. I mean, it's just you're in that mix when you talk about great players that I enjoy watching over the years as a Panther. And I hope that PBJ cements his place right in the top of that list after all is said and done.
He's a really smooth, effortless type of scorer. I remember being 6'3", 6'4". I had to do some extra stuff to be able to get my shot off sometimes. So it was a little more difficult. Him being able to probably go to the 3 and the 4 a little bit in the Horizon League and stretch the defense out, especially with his ability to rebound. Like you said, he's exhibited an excellent ability to rebound. That's going to make him a difficult check at the Horizon League. And then we have smaller guards in the Horizon League as well. We have the guards in the Horizon League are tough, fast, great ball handlers, really crafty. We don't get a lot of the bigger guards as the high major. So that could be a particular advantage, but floor space is going to be restricted because the Horizon League is a league where there's not a lot of floor space. Like, you got to really be able to put it on the floor. But his scoring ability and his ability and how smooth he is to score, I think he'll fit in, and be able to come in and be really impactful first year. Definitely.
I just caught an interview with his high school coach. He's talking about how selfless the kid is. Always a team first guy. And like I said, my interactions with him over the years have been nothing but impressive. I've told Coach and his wife both that I feel like I haven't got a chance to know Junior on an incredibly close level yet, which I'm looking forward to this season. But I told both of them that they've done an incredible job raising that kid because he's just level-headed, very grounded, very modest as well. So it's just fun.
Well, his game talks loud enough. He doesn't have to say a word. Some of the shots I'm seeing that kid hit with little effort. So I'm excited to have him on our team and not have to play against him. Especially if he was at one of the other big schools. And with our momentum from last tournament coming into this season, I think we have a resilient group. Obviously, there'll be some minor changes to the roster or whatnot, but it's a group that does want to get after it. It seems like, they believe in the system, and they showed us some sparks of when they go 100% and the wheels are going, what we can look like now, possibly even without our best player, the fourth best player, in this high school class. So I think there's a solid foundation as well. So I'm excited to see what this year brings. There'll be a lot of work, but I definitely see us fighting in that top 3 and being able to make some noise once we develop some chemistry and some cohesion. Obviously, I'm sure we'll be working diligently throughout the summer. But things take time, and the team will need time to mesh and just experience certain situations. NCAA basketball has a lot of different ways to finish a game, and how to finish those games for the first time as a team together takes a little bit of patience. So there'll be some growing pains, but I think we'll see. We're definitely going to see a different team at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the being this excited in summer for the upcoming
right.
season. I mean, the team last year, it's had some ups and downs, a lot more ups than downs. But when they were playing to their full potential and playing well together, they were a really good team. They were right at the top of the league. There was just there was some inconsistency there that they got to fix. But when you're Trey Golston, Josh Thomas, PBJ, like, I'll take that top 3 against any other team in the league right now and feel pretty good about it. So,
Absolutely.
and then just the core of the roster has that kind of that comeback mentality that they kind of gained from this year with those big comebacks. Like, they're not afraid of anything anymore. I mean, you're down, what was it, 24 points against Wright State with 6.5 minutes to play, and you win that game. I mean, that not only was it a fun thing in the media and get a lot of national attention for it at the time, but that builds a lot in your memory banks. That really helps bring the team together. That just, you get those spots again, and you know that you don't have to worry about it. You know you can have that potential.
Yep. And they absolutely do. When you're right, when all the wheels are clicking, everything is clicking. They were a really, really unstoppable team. And we saw some glimpses of greatness. I think everybody around the country kind of tipped their hat to, was like, oh, but that's kind of been our history of the Panthers. We fight. We've had to fight and claw our way out of the Horizon League. We fight and claw our way in the NCAA tournament. Or we're fighting claw our way in the NIT. We're good with our backs to the wall, and we play with a lot of heart and passion, and that's the type of fans we have as well. So, it's going to be a great fit. I'm really excited for this, Chris.
I can't, like I said, it's just since it happened, it's there's just been an air. We're only working in the office a few days a week now, but you get there and walking around, and you just kind of walking around with your chest a little higher, feeling great about the upcoming season, and just really looking forward to the potential that exists.
When's the new practice facility going to be all finished up?
That is a good question. I believe it's the fall of 22. Don't quote me on that. I can get the exact specifics for you. I know right now I'm on a committee that's working on decorating what the inside of the facility is going to look like. So I can't give away too many trade secrets, but it's going to be something. I know it's taken forever, feels like, to get the plans finally made and to the point where it's like we're doing this. But it's an exciting piece to add to the puzzle, and it's getting done right. The branding of it's going to be amazing. What it includes as far as with the extra weight room, the extra athletic training room, the viewing room, the sitting room, the film room. It's really neat, and I can't wait to see what the final product.
And that was who helped with that? Was that Mr. and Mrs. Webb?
No, that was their money went to the Excellence Fund. I'm not. I'm sure it can be used for some of the facility, but they'll be named a spot, and there will be named after them because of the donation. But that went to the Excellence Fund directly.
Okay, yeah. Thank you to the Webb family. I just seen a press release about that. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yep, the Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. It was the big spot. They have the naming rights for the facility, so they're the ones that joined forces with us to kind of finally put it all together.
Oh, and thank you to Wisconsin Orthopedics as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate that.
A big deal.
Appreciate that. Alumni, Panther supporters stepping up. You gotta love that. It's awesome to see. So yeah, I won't keep you on here all day, Chris. We'll have to visit back at a later time, and I'll try to pry some insider information on the building, and where that's at and what it's looking like. Because I'm anxious to see, of course.
Yeah, I'll be a little bit more prepared for that. I didn't know you were going to throw those questions in there today.
I didn't know either, Chris. It just kind of popped in my head, and I was like, But yeah, it'll be a time for a later show. We'll have to follow up, and we'll talk a little more about the facilities when you can, and what's that's looking like in the future, and any other good news on the Horizon League. So
absolutely. Sounds like a great plan.
All right, Chris. Well, great talking to you as usual, and I'm sure I'll be tweeting out to you, man.
Sounds good. Good talking to you too.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye.